people. Yay. It always says preparing and setting up when I'm actually live, like there's a lag between going live and hi, welcome. Welcome to Magical Monday Manifestations. My name is Valorie Lewis. I'm trying not to sneeze, y'all. My name is Valorie Lewis, and we come together on Mondays for a full card pull to set up our week so that we can manifest. It's called Magical Monday Manifestations for a reason, because I really want y'all to be the creators, the magicians, all of the great things that come out of your life. I want you to be able to say, I did that. So we're working on manifesting our lives the way we want them to be. And so that's why we set it up with a little bit of guidance from the divine before we get into our weeks and get rolling, so that we can create and not react to our week. I'm going to turn that over to you, Jacqueline. Keep my finger off the trigger. Thank you, Jacqueline, for helping out this morning. She's my co-moderator, letting people into the room and keeping an eye on chat. If you're joining from YouTube, welcome, YouTube. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to multitask enough to watch comments on YouTube and comments on the live. I do invite you to reach out to me through the links on my YouTube channel to join the live if you are interested. With that being said, let me focus on those of you who are on the live. Welcome, welcome. We start every Monday off with a tarot pull. So usually I pull about 5 cards for the week. And then, we have cards jumping out. And then after I pull the tarot cards, we move in and we pull oracle cards. And we just see what messages come through from the divine. So with that being said, we're going to take just a couple of moments to set our space. I invite you to do so in a way that feels comfortable for you. Get yourself grounded, whatever that means for you. For me, grounded in its simplest of forms means just be present with my mind, my body, and my spirit, my energy, all in the now. And then once you feel yourself grounded, go ahead and softly, gently, or maybe screaming to the heavens above, whatever floats your boat, pose your questions to the divine. Set out your intentions for what you would like to receive from today's reading, whether that is specific guidance, just general messages. Maybe you're not here for anything other than community. All of that is fine. So once you have sent that out to the universe, now we're going to switch gears and ask ourselves to be allowing and receiving. So now we've asked, now we're going to allow the answer to come to us. I like to say, just please allow me to be a clear and open channel so that I can hear and interpret the messages in the way that they were meant to be heard and interpreted, so that we can, as a group and as individuals, get the most benefit from the messages that come through today. All right, I'm feeling good about the space that we have set collectively and individually. So I'm going to give just myself a moment here to just shield and connect. Let's see. What do we have going on with the collective energy of this group this week? I hear you're asking. That's good, because I get worried when I don't hear you guys asking. I'm like, what's going on? Nobody has questions. I hear you're asking, so that's good. I don't know about y'all, but this has been quite the roller coaster of a week with no real reason why. Like, I couldn't put my finger on it. Oh, well, this thing happened, and so no wonder I'm emotionally up and down. I was just emotionally up and down, and don't y'all say it's because I'm a woman. I was just emotionally up and down, which was fine. My energy was up and down. My technology was up and down, which is rare because I was finally at a place where there weren't a bunch of people on their devices, so should not have had any problems. And my technology was up and down and out and back on. Ooh, I don't know if that's a good thing or the first part I cried this week. I'm like, yay, that's a good thing. Release and resistance. I almost never cry. What? Well, maybe spirit is like, it's time for a change. So anyway, if your asking is about the what the hell, let me just tell you, my asking is about the what the hell too. Like, what was that? What are you testing us? Are you prepping us? What was last week about? So I did have that first card. Oh, good to know. Good to know. I did have that first card that literally jumped out of the deck and onto the floor. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but let me pull the other cards for this week. I'm pulling from a tarot deck. Ooh, y'all got a lot of questions and the energy is all over the place. After what I just said, I don't know if maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe y'all are tapping into that all over energy because you're like, oh yeah, I remember. And then y'all just tapped into it. I hope it's calmed down for some of you now. But I can tell when I'm going to pull the cards. Isn't that interesting? The little nuances you get as a tarot reader. I know some of y'all have your own as well. I can tell when I go to pull the card, if I have to shuffle a lot more than usual, if it's just like I can't pinpoint which card needs to come up next, that tells me the energy is all over the place. The energy is a little chaotic, which makes perfect sense. Okay, first of the card. First card, I don't know what I just said before I said first card. It sounded like I got a bunch of words just fell out of my mouth. First card, I hope y'all can see me now. There we go. First card for the week is the one that jumped out onto the floor, and it is Knight of Swords. So I think that Spirit was very much trying to emphasize the jumping out. Knights are about action, and this one jumped out of the deck. That's like not like, hey, I need you guys to do something this week. That's Spirit saying, hey, listen, I told y'all last week, I really need y'all to get on it this week. I'm going to make the card gallop out of the deck. Look at that rider, galloping. I'm going to make this card gallop out of the deck so that you really get the point that I need some forward moving action. All forward moving action, Knight of Swords. Swords can mean many things, can mean thoughts, communication. What I'm sensing from this card specifically is that I need you to move into action and quickly, like I'm not playing no more. I need you to move. And I got with decisiveness. That's what I heard. So swords can also speak to the suit of swords is linked with air. And so on tarot cards, you often see clouds or depictions of air or strong gust of wind with the swords. Clouds is oh, that's a whole nother message I wasn't intending. Thank you, Spirit. Because the clouds are often pictured on the sword's suit. Ooh, that was hard for me to get out, y'all. Another meaning of the swords for me is that you can use that sword to cut through the clouds, to cut through any confusion, to find your decisiveness. And if that decisiveness needs to be in your speech, that makes sense because swords are related to communication. If that decisiveness needs to be in your thought process because you've been mulling over something and Spirit is like, I need you to make a decision, that makes sense because swords are related to air, which are related to our thoughts. But in any case, not just the idea of communication and thoughts, but the idea of decisiveness is coming through strong for me. Even on this particular deck that I decided to choose, it's got that sword right there in the forefront, right in front of those clouds. So decisiveness, action, yes, but decisive action. So no more half-assed decisions, no more, I guess I'll try this. No, you need to be decisive and you need to line up with that decision and then you need to act on it. That's what I'm getting from Spirit. The other thing I was saying about the clouds, when I thought about clouds represent transition also. And if we came out of a really, I don't know what's going on week, maybe that's because we're transitioning. Maybe that's because we're leveling up. Maybe that's because something is shifting. It's the end of the year. We have stale energy moving out of us, whether we are consciously and intentionally setting that I want to release this or not. It's just part of the collective. We shed during the winter months or going into the winter months. Going into the end of the year, we're letting go of those things that we don't need. And so when I see clouds as transition, because clouds also represent transition, and then it's still a sword cutting through that, it's like, I still need you to move ahead. I still need you to move ahead through this transition. This is not just forward movement, same old, same old. This is you taking a decisive action, step, decision, choice to move forward, even if it doesn't seem clear at this moment, to find that clarity as you move forward and to move forward, because I need this transition to take place. That's what I hear Spirit saying. So if you've been wondering, hoping, wishing, trying to decide, that's your card. Make a decision, move forward. I need more coffee. That was my decision. Next up, King of Wands. So right from I need you to move into King energy. What is the King of Wands? The King is decisive, logical, analytical, divine masculine, whatever skill sets or personality traits that you attribute to divine masculine. We have the divine masculine showing up for us. And the suit of Wands. Wands is about our personal power. It's about our magic, hence the term wands. Wands is related to fire, so it can represent your passions, those things that really set your soul on fire, any particular skills that are all yours that make you uniquely you. We have this King energy showing up, confident. So let me give you a little difference. I'm trying to explain the difference between King energy and Queen energy. And some of you already know, so this might seem redundant, but we have this asking us to act. And then the next thing we pulled was a king, not a queen. If it was the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands was an artist. Now, I'm not saying either one. I think we need to be equally balanced in our divine feminine and masculine, but I just want to give you a different idea, a different take on it. If the Queen of Wands was an artist, and the Queen of Wands went to create a work of art, the Queen of Wands would be all about the colors and the feel and the emotion. And I'm painting this beautiful work of art so I can share it with the world and so that other people can see this beauty. And oh my God, it's going to be amazing. And they're all into the feels of it and the nurturing. And maybe if I create this work of art, it'll help someone and they're showing compassion to the world through their art. Fine, perfect. We need that balance in our life. The King of Wands is the one who showed up though. And if the King of Wands were an artist, he would say, I've worked really hard to hone this skill. I've gone to all the classes. I've done all of the work. I know exactly what phthalo blue is and why that is different from dark gray blue. And I know my craft. I'm very confident. And I'm going to paint this picture with all the confidence that this picture is going to bring me everything I want. It's going to bring me fame. It's going to bring me community. It's going to bring me. So not to say that this person is egotistical, although ego is not a bad thing. It's just something we need to keep in check. But this king is very confident, very logical, very analytical. Same piece of artwork might be created at the end, but they're approaching their skill set and their personal power from a whole different vantage point. And so that's what Spirit is asking us to do. Can you step into the confident side of your skills, of your passion, of those things that excite you? Can you say, I've thought this through. I don't have to share this with the world, but I will because I like doing that because I'm a fire sign. But I've thought this through. I've taken a logical approach to it, and I'm ready to do this because I know it's going with confidence, because I know it's going to benefit me and the world. So we're asked to step into that masculine, divine, I'm going to give something to the world energy. And then we have the Seven of Cups. Is this 7? No, 9. The 9 of Cups. Sometimes my Roman numerals confuse me. The 9 of Cups. So right after we've moved forward with the Knight, we've sat in our Wands energy with that divine masculine, then we have the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is the wishes fulfilled card. It's the everything's coming up roses. It's look at my 9 full cups. I'm almost at a 10, but everything is blissful and wonderful. The hard work is paying off. My cups are full. And are her cups just full? No, they're full and overflowing. And there's stars in the sky. I'm getting everything I've asked for and more. Now, from this vantage point, I can easily give to others because I've got overflow. Beautiful card. I love that. I love just her blissed out look on that card. Okay, these next cards I have not turned over yet. So let's see what card number 4 is. 2 of Cups. She's got everything. We've got everything we've asked for and more. Always. Oh, are you not seeing it? Oh, where are your eyes? Do you need a new metaphysical prescription? Are you wearing your rose-colored glasses? Because we've always got everything we've asked for. It's our job to see it. It's there. It's our job to perceive it. Nobody has taken it away. No one has hidden it. It's just our job to develop our spiritual, physical, metaphysical eyesight enough that we can see it. So everything is there. Everything's asked for. We're working on developing our eyesight so we can see it. And then we have this 2 of Cups. Yay, still in the cups. So we've got these overflowing cups if we allow ourselves to. And like I said, once we're overflowing, we can freely share with someone else. And we see, oh, look, they're sharing. So the 2 of Cups is about that sharing. It's about that pouring into someone else's cup and having them equally pour back into your cup. It's about balance. It can be sharing with yourself. It can be sharing with a partner. It can be sharing with the circumstance or situation, but it's making sure, again, that things are balanced in your life. Are you spending way too much time at work for a small paycheck? Maybe you can't increase the paycheck because sometimes those things are set in stone, but is there something else in your life that you can shift? The amount of hours that you spend at work, or maybe you are, I don't know. It's personal for everyone, but this is all about bringing things back into balance. And it's in the Suit of Cups, which deals with bringing your emotions back into balance or bringing relationships. Cups often deals with relationships with others, bringing relationships back into balance. Just making sure you are balanced. This is Brit's Third Eye Tarot deck. Oh, this is looking good for some of y'all because we go straight from the 2 of Cups into the Lovers. And the Lovers card is Major Arcana, our first Major Arcana of the week, which means if we focus on love, maybe we can smooth things out for the rest of this week, for the going into the new year. Focus on love, calling more love in, maybe even releasing loves that have played their course, that have run their course. You know, like how you used to love pickles and now you don't so much. I still love pickles, so that was a bad explanation. But y'all know what I'm talking about. There's some things that they just run their course and you need to let them go. But it's very fitting that this Lovers card was actually the card for 2022, which is card number 6, the Lovers card. It was the tarot card of the year. So maybe it's coming up again just to help us to focus on where did we find love this year? Are there any loose ends we want to tie up for this year of love? Is there anyone that we wish we had told that we love? We haven't yet told them. Get over yourself, tell them life is too short. Oh, love. What a cool card to end on. Well, we sort of ended on that. That's the 5 cards that I usually draw, but then I had this one that just had to be in play. It was laying over here to the side. It's like an extra card, a bonus card. And it's 4 of Pentacles. Look how tightly she's holding on to that pentacle. 4 of Pentacles is when you've reached a level of stability. 4, stability, Pentacles, Earth. Pentacles are related to the element of Earth. So it represents our earthly manifestations, the world around us, anything we can see, touch, taste, or feel. It also represents anything that we hold valuable. Hence, that's why it is represented by a coin. We have the 4, which, as I was saying, 4s represent stability. So this shows a little bit of stability, but it also shows an imbalance in that they are stable in this moment, but that character is holding on so tightly to that pinnacle, probably out of fear, like, oh my goodness, I finally achieved this stability that I've been chasing after so long. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose it. And they hold on really, really tight. And when you do that, you stop the flow. You stop everything that you work so hard to pull in. Now it just hit a dead end. It hit a roadblock with you. It's supposed to flow through you. And that's sometimes what we forget when we're trying to get, we're looking out and we're trying to get what everybody else has. Maybe not what everybody else has, but we see a lot of stuff in this world that we want. And we think that it's about just calling it to us and letting that know. It's about flowing it to you and through you. And I love to give the example of a car because some of us really, not some of us, some of modern society attributes status, success to cars. So when you have that car flow to you in the 1970s and it's the best Rolls Royce ever, that car is not going to be worth the same thing in 2023. So if that person had held on to that car, never traded up, never repaired it, never did anything, just said, oh my goodness, all these years later, it would be worth crap. It would not, it probably not even be running. So those things that we attribute, like if I just had this in my life, if I could just learn how to attract this, just remember, it's not just calling it to you, it's allowing it to flow to you and flow through you. You use it for whatever you use it for and you let it to flow. You let it to flow on to someone else who might still have use for it after you're done with it, or you let it flow back to whatever needs to recycle it or whatever. And I'm not talking about just material things. I'm talking about anything that we want to attract to us. When we think that that is the end all be all, I just need to attract it to me and then hold on to it, we're missing the whole point. I just need to get in the flow. And when I'm in the flow, as it flows past me, while it's floating around me in the river, floating down next to me, I will enjoy it. And when it floats on, someone else will enjoy it because, oh, look, here's something else coming my way that I'll enjoy even more. That's flow. This is not. And this warning is, don't let your stability trick you into stopping the flow. Oh, that seemed like a lot of words for one card. Okay, that's Tarot. And one more time, that deck is Brit's Third Eye. That's what the cover of it looks like. I like it because it has kind of anime characters on it. Okay, let me set those cards over. Now we're going to move into Oracle cards. What Oracle deck is calling me? Let me tap back in. What questions? Let me ask, what questions do y'all have? Then I'll know which Oracle deck to go to. Some of y'all have big, big questions, like what do I need to be doing with my life? Y'all want to know what you need to be doing with your life? I got the end all be all answer. This is the only answer you need. Find more joy. That's really what it all boils down to. I could do this, the meaning of life in three answers. I was just thinking about that. Find more joy. I just said find more joy. That's the answer to everything. And then I heard some people saying, but I don't know. I don't know what that looks like to me. I don't know what brings me joy. That's sad. Let me just say that's sad. But here's the thing. Next step, if you don't know what it is, go out and find it and figure it out. That's the whole reason why we're here. What brings me joy? I don't know. Okay, let me go explore the world, have these experiences and figure out what brings me joy. And then we get mixed up in the exploring the world and figuring out, and we never get to the joy part. Sad. Okay, this next deck, Moonology Manifestations. I pulled 2 cards. These are not necessarily where the moon is or what the moon is doing. This is the energy that we can embrace to help us through this week. And the first one is, embrace the flow of life. After I just did all that talking, I swear I didn't line this up on purpose. Embrace the flow of life. And it's full moon in Gemini. And we just passed the full moon in Gemini. So yay, we should be familiar with this energy because we just literally passed it and had it in our lives. So embrace the flow of our life. Have you been fast talking lately, or is someone trying to fast talk you? I feel like I've been fast talking lately. Your best bet could simply be to keep quiet for a while. You or someone else in this situation needs some space. Taking a moment out of the constant carry-on will allow you to see what's going on. There's a tug of war between worrying about all the details of how to solve your issue and taking a moment to get more perspective. Let life flow. Gratitude will help. It's a good time to change your mind about someone or something. That changing your mind is pulling on the Gemini energy, the two different ways of looking at something. If that message spoke to you, go ahead and change your mind. Don't feel any guilt over changing your mind. However, I just want to expand on the change your mind. Change your mind as it relates to Gemini could be talking about just shifting your mind to, like, if you had the two dual minds in Gemini, switching from one mind to the other mind and then approaching the process from the different mind. So change your mind could take on a different meaning for you. Let's see. It's important to accept where you are so you can move to where you want to be. I like it. I pulled 2 cards from this Oracle deck. I just felt called to do so. And the last one is last quarter moon in Taurus, and it says, be proud of yourself. What I know about Taurus energy is limited, but I do know that Taurus is an earth sign. It's a very grounded sign, and it's very, very much in love with comfort. It likes being comfortable. It likes doing the same things as long as the same things are comfortable. It reminds me of a very cozy person surrounded by all of their favorite things, watching their favorite movie on TV. And so this is be proud of yourself. Be proud of what you have accomplished in your life that makes your life more comfortable. Be proud of what you have accomplished in your life that maybe didn't make your life more comfortable, but you learned from it and you grew from it. Be proud of how far you have come in 2022 and how far you have come in life. So be proud of yourself. I guess I'm going to go to the book after I talked so much. Let's see what the book has to say. Do you really believe in you? No one is perfect, but you need to believe in yourself and what you have to offer. Be proud of yourself. You came to this earth with a purpose to fulfill. Drawing this card suggests that there are a lot of unresolved self-worth questions that need to be answered before you can start to create the life you know is waiting for you. Being real is the key here. Don't pretend for appearance's sake. You're more than allowed and encouraged to be your real self. Okay, let me tell you why this message is lining up so much for me. Sometimes in the morning, I listen to inspirational videos on YouTube. Rarely. It's been probably a month or better. This morning, I'm sitting down having my coffee, which I need another sip of. One moment. Listening to Eric Thomas. I don't know if any of you know Eric Thomas. Y'all going to be Googling him now. And his thing was talking about, he hit one of those gold nuggets for me this morning. I was like, oh, yes. So I'm going to share that with you. And then you're going to be amazed at how much it ties into this message. So I'm thinking the message is for me since it came up twice already in one morning. It's not even noon, y'all. Spirit's calling me out. Spirit got up early this morning to call me out. Ain't that some bullshit? Anyway, so he's talking about the things that God, he's a preacher, the things that God has in store for you. I see it as the universe, the divine, the things that the divine has in store for you, and how it was between you and the divine, y'all decided what life you wanted to experience. So let's just say you decided you were going to experience a life full of love. And the divine was like, yeah, I can arrange that. And so you came down to earth. Now, what Eric Thomas was saying about divine purpose and divine plan is, until you fully be you and fully develop yourself, the divine, God as he calls it, cannot give you what you agreed upon from non-physical because you're not being you. And the divine is only going to give that gift and that experience to you because that's what you and the divine agreed on. So as long as you're out here fooling around trying to be somebody else, trying to please somebody else, trying to put on false pretenses, God is looking down The divine is looking down, saying, where's that fool I said I was going to give a life full of love for? It's not that one, because they're clearly not being themselves. And so it's when you fully develop you, then you are privy to all of those things that were in store for you. But as long as you are out here fooling around being somebody else, well, all of those things that are for you are going to remain sitting there waiting for you until you show up as you. Eric Thomas says it a lot better, but I feel like that is so relevant to this message of be proud of yourself, where it says, self-worth questions that need to be answered before you can start to create the life you know is waiting for you. Being real is the key here. Don't pretend for appearance's sake. You're more than allowed and encouraged to be your real self. I love it. Okay. Powerful message that I heard twice. Thank you, Spirit, for calling me out. It makes me really think, like, I think I'm mostly myself, but I can see some areas where I could be more myself, and be more myself to me personally means not to be afraid or scared of my beliefs that I hold and be able to speak openly about it. And I know y'all like Valorie with the big mouth. She doesn't speak openly about her beliefs. Mostly I do, until you put me in the same room with my relatives. And then I'm like, yep, amen. Can we have some turkey dinner now? All right. So we all have work to do. That's what I'm saying. Eric Thomas, yes. He's all over YouTube. He's a national speaker. Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, is what he calls himself. Sometimes he gets a little bit too preachy for me. I can listen to a preacher. It's not the God talk. You know how preachers talk. It's all of the mannerisms of a Black preacher. And I'm like, you are doing too much. I just need the message. So sometimes I have to move away from his recordings, but mostly he's got some really good messages. And if y'all don't know how Black preachers talk, I don't know what to tell you. It's a whole theatrical production. I pulled two cards from the Dragon Path. Ave Berry, Matriarch, or maybe it's Ave Berry, Matriarch. Card number 13. Interesting. 13 in the tarot is death. Death and rebirth. What do we got coming with this card? This dragon comes in with the strength and power to delve deep into our ancestral path and bring healing. She usually follows the matriarchal line back through the passage of time. I don't know what that means. She states, and here's her message: time has come to release the chains that bind the continued pain from your ancestors, which has been passed down from generation to generation. You do not need to own this, and it is not and never was your pain to bear. If she has shown up today in your reading, ask for her wisdom to guide you in the best way to heal the past and move forward in your life. She says, I will guide you to discover the best way that you can heal and leave the pain of your ancestral path behind. Old family wounds only fester on a deeper level if not acknowledged and released. They serve you no purpose in your journey now. So, and then it just talks about some of her other healing qualities. Shamanic healing of the ancestors of England, she's tied to that. But basically, she's here to help you heal ancestral wounds. Y'all know people talk about ancestral wounds a lot. I'm gonna get on my soapbox for just a minute. I think what they forget is that in the midst of trying to heal ancestral wounds from the past, we could very well be creating our own ancestral wounds or injuries that future generations are going to have to heal. So we can't feel overly obligated or bound to correcting the past when we have so much now to live for. So see what you can heal, and some things are going to have to remain unhealed. And some things are, it's just you're doing your best to not create more while you heal the past. So don't be easy on yourself. I know there's a lot of talk about in my generation, we're going to end all of the ancestral trauma and the buck stops here. And hey, more power to you if that is your path. And if your family line has evolved to the point that it is now your turn to carry that, to end that, do it. All I'm saying is don't wear yourself out too much, because there's a lot of people that need you right now in the here and now. And let your ancestors work with your ancestors. Let your ancestors heal it. I have gone into sessions and had sessions where there was an ancestral wound. And instead of that person trying to heal the bloodline from where they are, they worked in partnership with the ancestor that caused that wound. So it's not all us. Work with the people that caused the trauma, that caused the wound, because they're in non-physical now, and they're more than happy to help with that tear or rupture in the family line or in the family drama. So anyway, just a little tip I'm passing on. I never thought of it was possible either. It was a conversation with Spirit and another person I was reading for, and I was like, well, isn't that smart? We always forget we can just ask for help. Even I do. All right. That was Dragon Path. I feel like I'm talking a lot, but like we're making progress. Am I moving through the cards fast enough for y'all? What should we go with next? I don't have all of my decks here. Poor words were never spoken. Valorie never has all of her decks. Valorie's never working with the full deck. I need a shirt that says that. Not working with the full deck. Not pulling from a full deck. Tarot reader. Not pulling from a full deck. I think I'm going to make that shirt, even if I just wear it myself. Okay, the next deck I'm going to, since we just did dragons, I'm going to... You're welcome. I'm glad it helped. I'm going to unicorns. We'll see what the unicorns have to say today. Any guidance that's going to lead us to expansion and growth this week. Unicorns. All right. Oh. It's Goddess card. Oh, I love getting the Goddess card, because Goddess with an Attitude is my other moniker. Honor your divine feminine energy. See your inner beauty. Love every part of you. If I had to say what the main message of this Goddess card was, it would be the love every part of you part. Look, it's purple like me. The love every part of you part, the observability, tying that into the back to the card we got before, the dragon card that talked about self-worth, loving you, truly being you. Loving every part of you is more about that stepping into the most authentic version of yourself, so that you can reap all of the rewards that are stored up for that version of yourself. You are a goddess. This goes for everyone, and I don't care if you're male or female. In this moment, we are speaking to divine feminine energy, and you have a goddess within you. So you are a goddess, a perfect aspect of the divine feminine embodied in human form. You are a miracle gracing planet Earth with your beauty. You do not need shinier hair, whiter teeth, or a slimmer figure in order to embody the goddess. She is the infinite love you hold in your heart. See, male or female, it doesn't matter. Non-gender. Is that what I said? Yeah, non-gender. That's correct. I think that's right. Anyway, y'all know what I mean. She is the infinite love you hold in your heart. Everybody has that. Everybody has that. Everybody can tap into that. She is the deep wisdom that flows from your soul. She is the light in your eyes and the warmth of your smile. She is the hands you use to heal and comfort. She is the pleasure your body is capable of experiencing through giving and receiving touch. Your culture disempowers you by conditioning you to hate or even abuse your body in order to sever your natural connections with the goddess. The media sets impossible standards of beauty, so you shrink into feelings of inferiority or insignificance. This unicorn goddess urges you to rise up and reclaim your right to feel beautiful from within, exactly as you are. She tells you to turn your back on the pressure to look a certain way and cherish your miraculous body just as it is. Set your own standards of beauty, starting with the love, wisdom, compassion, and radiance within you. For men, the message is the same. Shun the pressure to look like a sculptured statue and focus on strengthening your heart. Honor all of the parts of you that you may have disowned before and treat your body like the divine temple that it is. Walk with your head held high, your heart open wide, and let the world see the goddess or heart warrior that sits before them. That walks before them. Beautiful message, tuning into your divine love, wisdom, and passion that resides within and being your true self. Oh, interesting. Look at the vibes out there. Someone was going to ask that I pulled from the Divine Feminine Divine Feminine deck. And although I don't have that deck, I pulled a Divine Feminine card. So I believe we all received the message that we needed. All right. Next up. Maybe shuffle this deck. I just noticed a reversal as I was shuffling the deck, and it made me pause. And this is making me think maybe there's a little bit of message for us, because the card that was out of place was flow. The card that was out of place was flow. Are we feeling like we're not quite in the flow this week? Researching and looking for the flow. I like how Abraham Hicks visually represents the flow that we all search for and look for. And this has helped me. I'm telling you, I heard it and it probably took 2-3 years for me to really understand what it meant. So I urge you to continue working with this visualization, because there's levels and then there's levels and there's levels, and I'm still discovering levels. But the idea is that our natural set point, our natural state of being is health and wealth and fulfillment and manifestations and joy and happiness. And it describes that natural state of being as a cork floating on the surface of the water. And anytime we don't feel like we are truly ourselves, empowered, wealthy, healthy, and optimal health, anytime we don't feel like that, it's as if we are pushing that cork under the water. And we push that cork under the water with our thoughts, with our fears, with our doubts, with ignorance. Before we didn't know what we were doing, and now we know what we're doing. But anything that gets in the way of that is us holding that cork under the water. And so in order to find the flow, it's not like it's something that we're searching for or something that is so elusive that we've never had it before. The flow is our natural state. And in order to find the flow, we just have to remove more resistance, allow ourselves to float, allow ourselves to find that natural set point, allow our cork to bob. The lower world is the card I actually pulled, and it's 31, and it's from Mystical Shaman Oracle. And I went right to it in the book. The lower world holds the hidden treasures of humanity. It's a place of rich and fruitful darkness where we can find the disowned parts of ourselves and the abandoned aspects of our psyches. The lower world is the place of our ancestors where we discover the gifts and lessons from the past. It is the realm of the collective unconscious. Here we can meet our demons and transform them into pure energy, our source of personal power. Ooh. It's time to unearth your hidden treasures. I like that. It's time to unearth your hidden treasures. Do not make yourself small in order for others to like or accept you. Bring out the gems and precious stones that you have kept inside your heart, hidden even from yourself. It's time to honor your past and recast your life as a heroic quest. As you journey into the lower world, you will be offered gifts of your ancestors. Their struggles, the way they hurt, the way they lived, and the way they died will become blessings. Isn't that a beautiful way to heal the past? The medicine. Are you one of those people who do not like to face the past? Now, who do not like to face the past? Now your past is calling to be acknowledged, to be heard, and to be embraced. The only way to become unstuck is to honor everything that has transpired in your life, reflect on the lessons learned, and move on. If you bear witness to your past and learn its lessons, it will stop haunting you. As you embrace its gifts, you will recover a missing part of your soul. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm just going to leave that there. I hope that message reached who it needs to. I really like how it started out. Reclaiming the unclaimed parts of your soul and your psyche. That's part of the making yourself whole and being authentic. You can't be authentic if all of you is not here, if there's still missing pieces. Pieces that you buried, painful pieces that you don't want to unearth. Well, guess what? Those pieces are keeping you from being the whole of you. So time to find a way to incorporate them, welcome them, embrace them. All right, what is this one? This is from the Cosmic Journey Oracle. Card number 26. The universe wants to co-conspire with you. Love it. You know what that looks like? A medicine wheel. And I just learned about medicine wheels, so I could be wrong, but that looks like a medicine wheel with the 4 directionals. The universe wants to co-conspire with you, and it's card number 26. Whatever your biggest dream is, you've been handed it for a reason. And once you move forward, remember the first card we pulled was Knight of Swords, galloped out of my deck. You're asked to be, the first thing Spirit asked us this week was to move forward. And we're ending on a note about moving forward. Whatever your biggest dream is, you've been handed it for a reason. And once you move forward, no matter how fast or how slow, you will be met more than halfway. The universe is your co-conspirator waiting to partner up and make it happen. Our next level of conscious evolution is not competition, but synergy. Your role is to simply provide your greatest gifts for the greatest number of people, and then join with others who want to provide their own gifts in cooperation with you. As you share your dream, your clarion call is sent out for others to join you as mentors, allies, and even venture partners. It almost seems too easy, but it isn't. These divine cosmic appointments are already scheduled for you. You know what? Life is supposed to be easy. The divine cosmic appointments are already scheduled for you. That's all the stuff that we're not supposed to be worried about. We're supposed to just show up for the appointments. Can y'all make Spirit, God, the divine God, Buddha, whoever it is you pray to, can you make that your office assistant? Can you make that the one that schedules your appointments where you just show up? Because life is supposed to be easy. And you're too busy looking at the calendar and trying to schedule your own damn appointments and figure everything out. That's why life is hard. The divine cosmic appointments are already scheduled for you. All you have to do is be yourself and show up for the appointments. You don't have to schedule them. You don't have to know anything other than, where am I supposed to be? When am I supposed to show up? I love it. All right, well, that is what I have. It looks like we're going to end a little bit early because I just feel like that is a really good note to end on. I thank you all so much for coming. This has been wonderful. Let's see, I want to be able to see everyone. Look at the room. Hey, everybody. The moon deck is Moonology Manifestation by Yasmin Bolim. She has 2, and this is the Manifestation Moonology deck. I also use Mystical Shaman Oracle in today's, the Cosmic Journey Oracle in today's reading, and some other ones. Coming up this Wednesday, free meditation. Wednesday morning, we do our meditation once a week, every Wednesday. If you're into just the card readings, this is once a week, every Monday. Tonight, I will be assisting over on the AZ platform with Psychic Development, partnered up with Kendara. Kendara and I will be presenting that. So if you want to work out your psychic powers a little bit and get some practice in there, come to tonight's event on the AZ side. Let's see. I think that is all that I am going to mention that is going on. Keep an eye on the calendar and make sure you're signed up for New Year's Eve's drawings, the New Year's Eve event. It's in the middle of the day, so you can come before you get your party on. All right. Love you all. Go manifest your week. Take these messages. I hope they benefit you to manifest your week. Bye.